So you bought yourself a Superautomatic machine, right? What's next? Hey, it's Gail from Seattle Coffee Gear, and I'm going to show you the basics of how to dial in a Superautomatic machine. Now, don't expect it to be the same as when you're dialing in a semi-automatic with a standalone grinder. The results are not going to be the same. The timing's not going to be the same, but the ease of use, push a button, you're done. So it's a compromise. It's a trade-off. So the first thing I want to talk about is the beans that you use. Do not use oily beans, really dark, shiny, oily beans. You want a bean that's similar to this. Whoop. One on the floor. Something that's a matte finish like that. It could be a little bit, another one on the floor, a little bit oilier than this, but basically about like that. So that will prevent the brew unit and the grinder from getting all clogged up. Those oils are not good for the brew unit and the grinder. And the grinder, you are not going to take that apart if it gets all clogged up. You're going to be taking it to an authorized service center, and it's not covered under warranty. So bear in mind that portion of it, right? So the first thing I've noted on this, and we're using the Encanto. It doesn't make any difference what machine it is. It's a Superautomatic. This is at factory default settings. And so I see that out of the 5 beans, which is the amount of intensity, how many grams of beans that you're brewing through, the factory default is at 3. And then the espresso, I don't know what that's at, so I'm going to brew a shot and see what it's at. And I'm measuring with the little rattle wire shot pitcher here, so I can tell a typical shot, double shot, is 2 ounces. On these machines, in particular the Seikos, you're brewing through around 10, 11 grams of coffee. You really want to keep that shot down to more like 1, maybe 1.5 ounces, and you'll get a more, it'll just be a more full-bodied shot. More water you put through it, the more it dilutes it. And a typical shot for a semi-automatic machine is around 17 to 20 grams. So you can see why you want to cut back on the volume in the cup with a Superautomatic because of the 10 grams. The other factors are the amount of water, like I mentioned, and the grind setting up here. And we're going to get into that in a minute too. But I want to see what the factory default is going to put out. Big trouble from Culture, and 2 beans missing out of the bag on the floor. Just saying. This machine has pre-infusion. Okay, so that's about not quite a 1.5 ounces. That's good. I like that part. I think it came out a little bit fast. So what I would recommend to do right now, and I also, because I like my shots a little more full-bodied, that's a little watery. I would take the beans up. Well, actually, I could do that without getting in here. I can take it up to, okay, going to take the temperature up to max. Let's do that. That's good. And then I'm going to get out of there. And I'm going to take the beans, which is right down here, and I'm going to boost it up to the max. And then I am also going to, because I think it came out too fast, and the grinder setting from the factory is smack dab in the middle. You have 5 different choices on here. The bigger bean up here is coarser, smaller bean icon is finer. So the wrench that came might have a scoop on it, might not all of them do. Make sure that you push down, get that on there, push down, and I'm going to turn it to a finer setting. Now, the other thing that you have to bear in mind with these machines is when you make a grinder change like that, you're going to have to do 3 to 4 shots to reflect that change. So I'm going to do 1 right now, but then I'm going to go off camera. I'm just going to produce the others to get us down, and then we'll see the difference. And the other thing I'm going to, on this machine, I can show you how to program the different volumes in the cup. Every machine's different, so refer to your manual for that to dial in the amount of coffee that's actually dispensed. Okay, that's one. Come back in a few minutes. I'm going to do 3 more off camera because I don't want to bore you with all those little details, and then we'll see if there's a big difference. Okay, so now I've brewed out the 3 shots like I was talking about. The grinder is set to a finer setting. We're up to 5 beans, and I'm not going to adjust the volume in the cup yet. I want to see what this tastes like by making these moves. When you make changes like that, you don't want to do 5 changes all at once. You want to see what happens with 1 or 2 changes and then make the appropriate adjustments from there. If you change too many parameters all at once, you don't know what's working and what isn't. You just got a mumbo jumbo. That looks a little slower. More crema, I would say. Still at just under 1.5 ounces. Oh, it's a lot different than the first shot at factory setting. Totally different. More full-bodied, much more like a shot, you know, much thicker. So now, on this particular machine, I'll show you how to take the volume back a little. Hold this on, and it goes to memo. Like memory. When it gets to the volume that I want in the shot glass down here, I'm going to push it again, and now it'll be programmed for that until somebody comes along and changes it. I got to be able to see it. There, that's 1 ounce. I know you want to taste, right? Sorry, you got to come over if you want that. Yep, now it's becoming more like a shot. Much better flavor. So, that's the basics of how to dial in your Superautomatic. And that's as good as it's going to get. You're not going to be able to take it down to where you have real fine rat tails, like they call them. But heck, like I said, it's a compromise between the traditional with all the work, the grinding, the tamping, and all that, versus push a button. So I hope that was helpful. Leave your comments down below, and as always, after you purchase the machine from us and you have any questions, give us a call, write in, let us know what's going on, or you know what might be happening with you. And don't forget, no oily beans. And the other thing I want you to remember is subscribe to our YouTube channel. Right? All right, thank you for watching.